Hi, it's Kari. I want to welcome you into my studio and just kind of share a little bit about what's going down in my studio right now. I've got quite a few things going on. I'm just putting the lid on here. One of the projects that I'm working on right now, what I get called out for a lot is I work with designers and I have to problem solve some of their surface issues that aren't coordinating into the design that they're trying to create for their client, and some of the things they just can't change affordability wise. And I can do that with paints. And I want to thank you all for watching all my tutorials that I do. So I'm really in the field, you can say. The field means I'm out there, I'm working, I'm doing this. And right now I'm working on some cabinetry that somebody else had stained up and they didn't do a very good job of it. So I'm stripping and washing and sanding and recreating a finish. And then this is what I get from the designer. She's like, so here's where it was, and she didn't dig it. And so I'm bringing it to here. It's a really cool beach house. And so she gives me these little samples of things, countertops, pieces of the wood floor, leather samples, carpet samples, tile samples, fabric samples, and she says, do your thing, girl. And sometimes I'm like, what? I don't even know what to do. So I don't really work with a plan per se. I just kind of get into what I'm doing and really honestly just kind of go with aesthetics and energy, and I have to think on it a little while. And I'm pretty much, even though I've educated myself all over the country, all over the world, I've been to 14 countries, I've been all throughout the United States, I've done restoration in a 13th century church in France, I've done studios in Italy, I've done ceilings in Morocco, I've painted in Spain, and I'm always traveling to get just different energies of how art is in that country, and that really feeds my soul. But as far back as I can remember, I've always been into design. I love to rearrange my room. I was really opinionated when I was little about what I wanted. You know, from 5 years on, I can remember wanting a pink room and asking my dad to make things for me. And when my parents would go away when I was like 16, I would rip down their wallpaper and like faux finish their walls before there were ever any tutorials out there or anything. And then I did end up going to design school. I went to interior design school and I did that, but it felt a little like, I don't know, that's a different story. Anyway, after I got out of design school, I worked for a furniture store and I was one of their top sales girls. And however I liked that, I always had to be in like clean clothes and I couldn't get dirty, and I'm just a messy girl. Look, I got paint on me right now. And so working is what kind of feeds my body, like movement and working. That feeds me more than just kind of, you know, going around and dusting a showroom floor. That just wasn't, it wasn't pulling for me. So after I got out of design school and I went to work for the furniture company, very high end, I think I was like 25 years old selling $10,000 couches, which to me was like, what? People pay $10,000 for a couch? But it wasn't only that, it was big furniture, but all these vendors would come in and they'd always have like really cool stuff. They would be making urns and doing all these different finishes on furniture and these creations that were coming in. That's where my soul just went, yeah. And I'd always just get really hooked into that. So I was always trying to figure out ways that I could incorporate painting into my life. And after while I was working at the furniture store, I met up with a gentleman who then became my husband, and we went off to Aspen and moved to Aspen and lived there for almost 10 years, and I ended up having a son. And when my son was napping, I just couldn't do too much of the mom stuff of, you know, really figuring out mom things. I was like, what can I make? What can I craft? How can I remodel my house? We were lucky enough to get this cool old Victorian. And so then my neighbors would be like, hey, will you show me how to do whatever I was doing? And so I'd show them. And then, you know, I ended up getting a restaurant, faux finishing a restaurant in Aspen. And then from there, I got a whole bunch of other things. And we ended up coming back to California, and when we got to California, I was thinking, well, if I could make $300 painting stuff for people to get a car, because they didn't need a car in Aspen, I am stoked. And so that came and went, and I never stopped from that day forward. And that was back in 1997, 96. So I've been doing finishes for that long. And when I say I'm self-taught, meaning I'm pretty much self-taught. However, I do pay for workshops, I do go to places, I do educate myself on materials, I try to stay current with what's going on, and then the market kind of tells me what I need to do based on what my clients need. Most of the time it's going in and changing something, their kitchen cabinets, creating a finish on countertops, redoing fireplaces, all kinds of cool stuff. You guys see my DIY tutorials out there, so that's what I have. And I also have my Secret Source Club on Facebook. I'd love for you to join me there. It's very reasonable, and my intention for that club is to have a group of women who can come in and kind of meet once a month, even though you can go in there anytime you want and talk and chat, but just to kind of bring up the vibration of your painting skills or your curiosities. You don't have to be a professional. You can be a dabbler. It's super reasonable. But I kind of go through the mind of Kari there, and like when she handed me this, she didn't want a painted surface, so I couldn't just paint over this. She wanted to see the wood grain because this is beautiful white oak. And I don't know how I'm going to get there. I just kind of think on it a while, and that's what I want to kind of share with you in this Secret Source group it's a private Facebook page, so go look for that on my website at Kari Caldwell Studios. So I have that for you guys, as well as you can binge watch me on YouTube. I have tons of things there. I also have a place that I house, I think I have 19 videos. They're a little bit more in depth. They tell you all the product I use, and they're actual projects that I got paid for from my clients and my designers I've been hired for. So I think they're of high value for a very, very low price, that you can go and see those things, those videos. They're kind of like workshops. And then, but being in that Facebook group, you're going to have a little bit more intimacy. You're going to be able to ask me more questions and stuff, because I can't really respond to just private messages on my DIY videos. So I have that for you. And also another way to connect with me too would be on Instagram. And why I like Instagram to connect with you guys there is because on Instagram it'll be I like to do the Insta story, so that you'll see more behind the scenes of my personality and stuff, and then I'm growing it to look more like an online magazine and get cleaner shots of my work there. And then on my Facebook page, I'd like you to head over to my Facebook page, where I will share content from other people that is inspiring me, and things like that. And then I have my blog, which you can find at Kari Caldwell Studios. And my blog would be like where you would want to go to get really good tips. Like this month I'm talking about ways to spring clean your house, purge, also how to use black in your space, maybe how to set up subway tiles, because subway tiles are really in right now, and so I can show you different patterns of subway tiles and grout thicknesses and things like that. So that would be like my little information area. So those are all the ways you can connect with me. And then I'm also doing live tutorials on Home Talk TV, and it's a Facebook page, Home Talk TV. And you go over to Home Talk TV, they'll usually announce, when their lives are, and I'll do a live tutorial. The next one I'm going to paint a really cool, very large garden urn to make it look like zinc. Zinc is a natural oxidized metal. It's really cool, and I love it in a lot of, it's a finish that can go into most design, interiors, most, whatever your design is. Excuse me, I have a little tickle. So you should get to know me over there on Home Talk TV. And then my most special way to get to know me personally is come and share the opportunity of going to Marrakesh, Morocco with me. I'm inviting 6 creative people. It's open to anybody who's open to go and see this amazing lifestyle that Morocco has to offer. The color, the textiles, the crafting, the food, the rooftop living. It's just a magical, magical space. And so I'm connecting with everybody to go out there in September, and that's out right now, so don't be shy. Head over to my website and look for my Moroccan adventure. And you know, maybe you're gonna come and hang out with me for 10 days in Morocco. It'll be really cool. I have it all set up. I also, if you feel inclined to go head over to my website at Kari Studios and opt in to get on my email list, on May 16th, I will be sharing a really cool tutorial on how to do a broken wall finish. And it's super cool. I think you should just go over there and check it out. You know, so there's all kinds of ways to connect with me, and I just want to say hey, and I'm Kari Caldwell from Kari Caldwell Studios. I've been painting every day, all day, for about 22 years. So I also am, how do you say, more of a freestyle painter. I just kind of, I mean, you guys look at all this stuff around me. Right now I'm making some vinegar and steel wool concoction. I'm painting this for a client, doing a tutorial. I'm stripping cabinets. I got some stain, I'm painting some candlesticks. I got tons of things going on in here. So I think that, you know, if this kind of crafting in this sort of fashion, I mean, I kind of invented my job out of, well, just the necessity to make change. And I couldn't afford to, at the time, couldn't afford to hire any help. So this is just a good way to kind of recycle. And plus, I'm always of the mindset that if you keep your hands busy, it keeps that monkey mind out of your brain too. So I like to work, and that's the kind of girl I am. That's where I like to spend my weekends. I'm usually in something stained, dirty, or painty. All right, so I just want to appreciate everybody who does you know, watch my videos and remember where to connect with me and why you'd want to connect with me there. My website, you know, for really good tips, and that has some good value there. You can go over to my Facebook page where I'll be sharing content from other designers and other people that, you know, that speak to me. Instagram, you can watch me on Insta stories, get a little bit more of my personality. Maybe even head over to Morocco with me. That would be super cool for you to come. And I just wanted to kind of give you a thank you, and thanks for watching this. And go connect with me over on Instagram and give me a follow. And shout out that you saw this video and say, hey Kari, I think I know you a little bit more. All right, peace out.